Welcome back to this week is Showdown. We got a big cast tonight here. We got Jeff and Matt, and that's Matt G for everyone at home.
Oh baby,
yeah,
everybody's here.
A lot of Matts.
Matt G, the man, the myth, the legend that brings you the Showdown Card Bot, always sponsored by the Showdown Bot. And when we say sponsored, I mean like he just helps out.
Yeah, Gula, where's the check if you're going to sponsor this?
I was about to say, I was like, I don't see any money.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't talk about money considering what we're what we're looking at here anyway.
But it is. But the reason we're able to
inbound.
Yes, right, and the reason we're able to make these great cards every week and so fast for everyone is because of the ShowdownBot.com. So as always, I always say brought to you by the ShowdownBot.com. But because of that, we are able to bring you the hot players every week. And then what is cool about this is that it's the week. So it's not the best player in the league because you would just see the same player almost every week. But this we've got a bunch of new faces, which I think is really fun to see. And with the All-Star game, it's kind of short week. So when I took the stats on Monday, they're a little different than they are today, just with the last 7 days. But I do have the order still. So first up is actually Brandon Lowe. And this card looks absolutely gorgeous, Matt, that you put this together. I love the Reyes logo, like the Devil Reyes logo on there. It just
that is maybe greatest of all time logos. Yeah, it's top 5.
The shades look good.
Oh, dude, he looks sexy. I'm just saying it. Like, I know we're all thinking it.
I mean, I was thinking it for sure.
Right.
Yeah, the baby blue is pretty sweet.
Oh, for sure.
That's just like a good look. And I feel like, I don't know if there were any backgrounds with that color of blue. I doubt it. Anything even close to that.
Well, I know the Royals have a really like baby blue sometimes. It just depends on what you want. Every once in a while, I like the Tampa throwback aqua. Like if you're like making like an old card, it's kind of fun. But I like the way this looks. What I hate about... Let me ask...
Yeah, what's up? No, go ahead.
Oh, I was like, what I hate about this is I have Brandon Lowe on my fantasy team, and he's been on my bench because I don't have any room to start him. And the past week, he hit 5 homers and had 9 RBIs. So, like, all on my bench. So, I was like, when I saw that he was player of the week, I was like, son of a bitch.
Like you got to be shitting me.
I know.
Right. I want to get to this card specifically because it's just pretty awesome. But I was talking about this with our friend of the pod, Kevin, Raleigh Fingers. At this moment right now, if you had to go order, you were given a free jersey of any team in the entire MLB, and you had to go order it now, including alternates and retro, what would you get?
The reason I would go with the Padres Tatis jersey right now, just because I don't have a Padres jersey. But if I had to get any player, it'd probably be like of all time or playing right now.
I'd say like if you went to Fanatics and you had to order a jersey that you could add any name onto, but it had to be like readily available, like what would it be?
Oh, readily available.
Yeah, I would say like but like again, like think of the alternates that have been done this year. I don't want to say like every jersey ever, but I mean, like
Ohtani's hot right now, kind of like an Ohtani, but like I usually would go with Mike Trout just because I think he's the best player. Soto would be pretty cool too. I really like Soto. I think he's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those San Diego unis, even they're just normal unis, I feel like I like the most. But
wait.
I mean,
hold on a second. When you say you you're talking about the brown UPS poop jerseys?
I love the brown.
Dude, you are outnumbered, Bob. You are outnumbered.
They're so ugly.
They're beautiful.
They're way better than the old, like, just boring blue.
Yeah, they're better than the
dark blue.
Let's get more teams with blue, white, and red. Like, come on. Like, dude, brown and yellow.
I like the gray pinstripe version of the Padres jerseys. I think those are
pinstripes
sharp.
look sweet. That gray uni would probably be my move.
Yeah, that's the one I would get. I just don't like the brown. I know Jeff does. That's the reason why I brought it up. So
it's like, so like my one too, and this is where Kevin and I agreed on. Like I think my number one would have been a brown Tatis jersey, like the actual brown with the white pins or the yellow pinstripes. But then we both said this one pretty much at the same time was the White Sox South Side jersey.
With Tim great jersey. I forgot about that.
Right, with like a Tim Anderson South Side jersey. Like I don't care what team you root for, like that is maybe one of the best jerseys of the entire year.
You're absolutely right. I forgot about that, and it reminded me yesterday when they were showing the players, like they showed like the Angels, and they would show like the Athletics or whoever, and the couple people from each team would be like kind of smiling or like goofing off. the White Sox, when they showed the 4 guys, they all look like they were fucking gangsters.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Like Lance Lynn is like 8 feet tall. Like Carlos Rodon looks like a model.
I love
Lance Tim
Lynn.
Anderson is just like the guy you want to roll with at any point. Dude, I almost think I should just be like, if I'm going to spend $150 on a jersey, right? I should just be the ultimate troll and just get La Russa on the back of it.
Oh, that came up in a conversation last night about how I hate La Russa.
Yeah, he's horrible.
Did you see, there was an interview with, I think Tim Anderson, they asked him about La Russa, and he had a political ass answer to it, but it was interesting.
They've got to just, I think they tolerate that guy.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
He had it, because
they were saying, oh, that's what happened yesterday during the All-Star game. They were like, you gotta congratulate La Russa bringing this team to like the #1 seed in the division. I'm like, no. The White Sox are good. La Russa's an idiot.
Yeah, no, they would probably be like the best team of all time if he wasn't managing them. I know that's like a dramatic statement, but man, he was wearing that stupid Southside jersey. He was wearing his hat to the side, and I think like everybody collectively, fans of the MLB, just rolled their eyes at once and were just like, "Oh God, like this is happening."
I forgot about that Southside jersey.
Yeah.
That's a hot jersey.
No, those ones. I think honestly, like I would Gula, you're in Chicago. Like you got to go to the White Sox team shop and scope out.
Are you there right now, Gula?
I got 2 weeks, and then I'm still in New York City.
Okay.
So when you're driving, you're driving 90, you're coming up Chicago, you're going to go buy Guaranteed Rate. So just pull. I know you got stuff in your car. You're probably moving. There's a lot more priorities.
There's always room for one jersey.
Pull off the highway, go to Guaranteed Rate. Let us know what's there. Okay.
I'm doing it.
All right.
Okay, cool.
And the people
Back
listening,
to Brandon Lowe, though.
Yeah, people listening, comment below about your favorite jersey or what you'd be picking and if Jeff's right or not. But let's get back to what we have at hand here. And Brandon Lowe, are you drafting this card? 240, 7 on base. It's got a lot of power. Feels actually cheap for a 715 home run. But yeah. I don't know if I don't really like those cards.
I don't know. I think the walk is a little weird with this one, especially that with single, like getting a hit at 12 with a low on base. I don't love it, but I would debate drafting this card. I don't know. And it's got versatility.
Yeah, I would debate too. I'm with you. I think like I'm going to look it up right now, but if this were an on base 8, same chart, I think that's about probably a 400 point card with the same chart.
Oh yeah, that's what's so crazy. It's like
right.
This seems like actually a really good deal. I just don't know if I like it. Like I think it's great value. I just don't want to draft 7s if I don't have to. No,
I see. Yeah. I think it is value. I think like again, the planets would have to align. I like positional flexibility, but anyway, I'm looking up to see if there's another type that exists like him.
I was thinking of Gallo from 2019, but I think he's a 16 home run and he's a 7. I can't remember whatever we're playing right now. 2020. We're playing 2020. I think Gallo's a 7-16. I can't remember. He's on my team, but I haven't played in a couple weeks.
So it's interesting. Tony Batista, Blue Jays.
Oh yeah.
And he's similar. He's got the extra double. He's got the extra out. He's a little bit. He's got the third base +2, but he's 290. So
it's a good deal.
Like this guy comes out to be. He's got. I mean the balance here, and it's worth every penny. Like he has. Brandon Lowe has a ton of walks.
Yeah, that's what hurts.
Tony Batista does not have a ton of walks.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much singles.
And you're going to be pissed every time you finally get the advantage and you're like, 15 to 20 home run, you roll a 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're like, fuck, a walk, another walk.
But like this guy, I've realized like with lineups, and tell me what you think of this. Like, I think when you're building the lineup, like having hopefully some 8s and 9s ahead of him, dude, having a 7 like in your 7 spot, who can rake. If they get like those
6,
guys
7 hole, you're scaring them still.
Right. It's a very specific use case, but I think it's absolutely 100% draftable.
If we go back to like our blind draft thing, it's like you are loving that you got this card, but it's not a card you're like seeking out.
No.
Yeah, I mean this one, like if you're gonna, it's what 50 less than the other guy, Batista you were talking about? Yeah, and you basically get less batting average, but like versatility. I mean, I take it.
Oh, that's right. You can move them around. It all depends on your league. It's a decent speed, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep going here. We got another 7 on base. Fermil Reyes makes the list for the Indians. Go Woo-hoo! Indians! Here we got another 17. This one with even more homers than the last guy, but this one is DH
God.
only.
Yes, this
walks.
One's a weird one.
So
this one's got that single at 7.
Yeah, but and a double at 10.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Again, triple speed C cards getting a triple. One of my favorite cross sections that exists in Showdown. There's not many of them. There's really not many.
This card's interesting because it's 70 more points than what we just saw. But the reason he's not only 70 more points is because he's slower and he's DH only. Because his chart is so much better, like incredibly much better. I don't know. I hate drafting DH only cards.
Yeah, this one's debatable though. I'm trying to remember who's in that range, like that 310 range. But I mean, that chart is pretty sweet.
So
it's a ridiculous chart.
This is funny. There is another DH. It's in the 2001 set. There is another DH that is a speed C that has a triple that is also 310 points.
Is it Nelson Cruz?
No, it's from the original set. Very different chart and on base, but it's Dave Hansen on the Dodgers.
Oh wow.
But I love how it's the same. He's an on base 9, but he's got a much more walk, big time walks, not much power. But I love how these guys are like doing similar things, but like also like kind of like complete opposites in a lot of ways. Like, Hansen's a get on base type, and Franmil is like, nah, I'm hitting a home run or nothing, But I don't know, man. If you have 310 at the end of a draft, I feel
like he's a great card,
dude. I feel like again, it's a very specific use case, but like, my God, dude, this card's fun as hell. Franmil has never ceased to have fun as hell cards in the past. Like, honestly.
Absolutely.
I'm almost curious about, like, I'm going to do it right now. I'm almost curious to see what his career card is right now, because I think it's just this. I mean,
he had 3 home runs this week with 9 RBIs and a stolen base. So he actually has 2 triples on the year and 2 stolen bases. If you could imagine this big dude doing that.
his career card, he gets left field, right field eligibility. That's awesome, dude. It's almost the exact same.
Really? So this is just basic for him?
On base 7, 230 points, 1 to 3 strikeout, 4 to 7 walk, 8 to 13 single, doubles at 14, and 15 to 20 home run. So it's like, given it's a little less on the double stuff, but like he hits, and like, man, I think with that, I kind of love that card too. So Franmil, man, I hope he can just continue to stay like hopefully consistently like this 310 version.
Next up, we have David Fletcher sliding in. He had like 6 runs in the past week, a homer and about 6 RBIs, and was like 500 on base. So he's been doing pretty good overall this past week, and getting an interesting card here. He's getting the 8 on base, no homers, but shortstop +5, second base +4 for 200. Not bad. I wish it was A speed, but I feel like this is a pretty good card. No walks.
Dude, is this the anti 3 true outcome? This is like this is the -3 true outcome.
The Doug Glanville.
Yeah, he's the Doug Glanville of 2021.
That's what it is. I mean, this guy, for me, I don't love the 5 outs, but besides that, I'm drafting this guy.
Yeah, dude, I think he's knowing so many guys in our past leagues just go bananas on guys with great infield defense that have serviceable hitting and charts. I don't think it's crazy that this card in its form in a normal draft, if it existed, would be a 2nd or 3rd round pick. I know that seems like a reach, but dude.
Well, for our leagues, it's not a reach. It's probably a reach in most people's normal leagues, but our leagues highly like defense.
Yeah,
but it fills a good spot. Like up the middle, you can't go wrong either way. You could draft him early and then either pick up a second base shortstop later, knowing that you have either the flexibility to drop him in and you're not getting hurt. Like you just are locked in at a great middle infielder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys in your drafts. I mean, you guys have done a bunch of 01 and 2000 drafts, but with my buddies in like 04, 05 drafts, I feel like nobody ever spends on a second baseman or shortstop. I feel like it's always serviceable hitting, good defense, and like maybe B speed. Like Omar Vizquel is who I draft normally in the 04 set. But
yeah, people just depend. Like 00 and 01, a lot of ground balls, and people like going good on the defense. But like if you go to the later sets that we've made, like Peter, he'll just punt defense because no pitcher's throwing ground ball outs, And so you're not really having to worry about your defense that much. That's why we had to actually put in errors and stuff just to stop this madness.
No, right, because like most of our crew, I would say if I were to, a lot of them just try to get like 12 plus higher infields, which I just think is crazy, and it doesn't happen enough to pay for the salary. I think that's what Peter feels, and I feel the same way. But most of what I would say consistently like happens is you see, first base, third base, especially in the older sets, they just try to get power guys, right? And just ignore defense as if it doesn't exist. But then usually slot in a shortstop, try to get one of those +5 types, like a David Fletcher.
Cool, because you could do that and only spend 200 points, and you're still getting 8 on base. So it's filling a lot of voids.
Yeah, I love how you could get him early, and that's locked up. A generally good defense is locked up, right? Yep. And then you can go do anything else you want in the infield and probably still luck out into an 8 infield.
Yep.
And I think that sets you up for success.
So next up we have Mr. Mookie Betts, my cousin's favorite player because he's a bowler. But
hey Gula, when is Bowling Bot coming?
Yeah.
is that soon? Like I know you got a lot on. I know you're moving and all, but
yeah, tomorrow. I'll just do it tonight.
Okay, just do it tonight. Just make Mookie the only card you can put in there.
So last week he had 3 homers. He had like 7 RBIs, but what crazy, he had like 8 runs. And he had like a 480 on base, just absolutely crushing it. I mean, basically the Dodgers were crushing it, so Mookie was part of that mess. But pretty good card here. OF +1, 9 on base, 310 points. So this is for Reyes here. With just a good 9 on base card. A little too many walks for me, but and a little bit of outs. But I think a pretty damn solid 9, especially because you could slot him anywhere in the outfield.
Yeah, this one's tough. This is kind of like a pretty Mookie Betts card, except for like it's a little bit dumbed down. I feel like he'd normally be a 9 with less outs and maybe more slugging.
Yeah, I feel like he usually has more power.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one, I feel like it's reasonable to take, but I feel like it's not a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think someone picks him just because their on-base 9s are always good to have. But I'm not like in the draft going Mookie Betts is on my draft list.
No, it's pretty unspectacular.
Or this version of Mookie Betts at least.
Right. It's pretty unremarkable compared to other Mookie Betts cards. But I think if you took away the name, took away the face, we'd be like, oh yeah, this card's fine. But
that's true.
Watered down Mookie is the bet. It's absolutely the best way you could have put that. I still think like it's so funny. Like I know that like we're kind of beyond that point, but like there's very few cards left in this set now, or left in this week, set that are good, are just bananas, like unbelievable. Like we kind of hit that point now, and like this is, I assuming Mookie hopefully does better, but if he like this card seems like it would be very believable that this would exist.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of like this almost feels that way to me, and I hope it doesn't. I hope Mookie does better, but if it did, I don't know. It's totally fine. It's totally serviceable, but watered down Mookie is right.
And then last up for the batters, we have our bad player of the week, or this not week in Showdown for George Springer. He ends up getting like 2 hits and like an RBI over the last week, and really dropping his on-base percentage and average and slugging. He's really bad this week. Strange card here. So now you're talking about like a true outcome.
It's the true outcomes, dude. Like Gula, you need to add like if a card comes out to only have the true outcomes, there needs to be like a little like Easter egg icon that shows up somewhere.
I love that idea. I am gonna add that. And I'll add a reverse. Like this is literally, it's weirdly, if you just took the chart, got rid of the dashes, and just pasted it on top of David Fletcher, it would not override anything.
Yeah.
No,
it would literally just be.
That's funny.
Like you could make like a mega chart with just pasting this chart on David Fletcher's.
You should have like the little icon, or it's like a little text that says "This guy is ruining baseball." No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I am not the type that feels that way, but so many people do. But
well, you used to play for the Astros. I feel like that's why you hate him.
No, George Springer's whatever. Yeah, I don't love George Springer, but I everybody pretty much knows this about me. I fucking love walks.
Yeah, but this many walks? This is a lot.
Hey, you like Max Muncy walks. You don't like these walks.
Oh
these
my
are different.
God. Dude, I was about to say, if we were back at the jersey conversation, maybe a Royals powder blue Carlos Santana jersey. No. Oh man, but give me I think one of my favorites, I think it's a 2020 Carlos Santana. Go run it in the box.
I think it was 2021, wasn't it? Or 2019?
No, because he was actually good. Was it 2019? He's
I thought
actually
it was
good.
2019, but
I got motivated, and I still want to do it. I want to run I want to do like the most Moneyball players, like basically highest on base, most walks, like ever. Like I want to try to put that. Yeah, this. Oh my God.
So I don't know if you just want real quick. I want to bring on the screen here, but you guys can Google it too. Max Muncy for this year right now, looking amazing. First Matt has the picture in there, so it looks awesome. And he's a 10, second base +5 with 5 through 12 walk, but homers at 18. Like, it's an incredible card.
You think I'm joking? This is my first round draft.
I know, this is like Jeff's favorite card ever. This card's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's, oh my God, the second place +5 is just magnificent. But dude, like, I wish he was faster, but bat him first. Like, he'll get on.
Oh my God, that's great.
Dude, like, bat him first, put some garbage guy second, sack bunt him to second, and then have your third guy hit him in. Dude, I should basically be running an MLB team. So
yeah, I think the one you're thinking of was 2019, because the 2018 Santana is pretty bad.
Yeah, so. No, 2020. I'll run 2020. Weird season. You know, take that in.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's 90 points. He's an on base 8. He's 1 through 4 out, 5 to 15 walk, 16 to 18 single, 19 to 20 home run. It's just amazing. It's like, I just love Carlos Santana. Like, this is like a thing between multiple, groups of friends. That's like how much I just love Carlos Santana, because he gets on base, but no one else loves him as much as I do. So,
all right, and then we're gonna switch over now to the pitchers, and HyunJin Kim pitched great his last 2 outings, no earned runs, 13 innings, 9 strikeouts, got 2 wins, just under a 1 whip. And interesting card here, though. So he's got the 3-5 IP, and he's got the 17 out with no doubles. It's a weird card. I don't like 5 innings, and it seems expensive for a 3, but I know he is he's a tier 3 pitcher. That's just rough.
No, I'm not spending that money.
Yeah.
No way. On 5 innings. If he was like 7 innings.
Yeah, because that's like, that gets closer to like what's his name on the Brewers? Was it Radke on the Twins?
He's a 416 out, I think.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Or he had it. Let me see. I'm checking it right now. Maybe the control 3 with the foil at the out through 17.
There's a Randy Johnson that's, like, this is definitely overvalued, because there's a Randy Johnson that's got, I think he's got a double, but he's like 40 points less and can throw 7 innings.
Yeah, it's great. It's D'Amico. He has basically
Jeff D'Amico.
He has like similar chart, the 18 walk, 19 to 20 single. He's an IP7, same control. Goes for 530. But man, I've seen that card. I think we've all seen that card just get ripped apart.
Yeah.
So, and I think like
one thing, IP7, 6 would probably valued for this, but 7 would be like a steal, I think, at 480.
Yeah.
So, next up we got Liam Hendriks.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, great card. He had a little bit of blow up his last outing. He let up 2 earned runs, but he picks up the win. So it like weirdly calculates him actually doing well for the week, because he got a win and 2 saves. That's how the ESPN fantasy thing does it. But for the season, 2.7 ERA, 0.76 WHIP, and just a ridiculous card.
Card's amazing.
I know, no doubles, no walks, 1 through 17 hours of 6, just killing it. And if you guys watch the All-Star game, he's got a lot of passion behind what he throws.
If anybody hasn't seen that clip, just search Liam Hendriks swearing. I mean, honestly, that'll probably he didn't think his mic was on in the All-Star game in the 9th inning when he was pitching, and he was just screaming profanities, and it was making me so happy watching it. So they should mic everybody up for everything all the time.
Yeah, you gotta love the Australians, man. They are always animated.
Oh yeah.
I love this card though. I feel like it's a steal.
Yeah, well, I've always hated the 0-1 salary for pitchers because I always feel like this card should be like 260 or 270. But I love the 0-1 set as a composite set or a whole set, so I'm okay with it. And knowing how that set was, I feel like this card's great for 310.
Yeah, I think 2000 was definitely too.
Oh, 2000 was way too undervalued.
Yeah, way too low.
Yeah, I always pick like the nice middle ground.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this guy, this would be the top tier guy in the original sets. No, yeah. I don't think there were any 6, 7.
Is this tier 0? Jeff? This is tier 0.
This is tier 0. Yeah, and I think he is because it's really
ridiculous tier 0.
Oh, I had pennant run filtering out because Rob Nen is really the big one there.
Is he 330?
And he's less, yeah. This is a good deal.
He's 330, but Rob Nen is a tier less.
Yeah.
No, this card. I know, Matt. I know you're making some tinkering around with the reliever.
I love this card. I think it's awesome.
But I think like this is like, it's still a lot of money. Like you have to be okay with spending that much money on one pitcher, one closer, which I will, and I think a lot of people will. But man, but that's the thing too, is that Nen has switches 1 to a walk, right? Like some of that matters. Like Tom Gordon has the walk, has the double. Like the fact that Liam is singles only, like it's a balancing act. So I think it really does fit within those.
Yeah.
But I love how this picture looks. He's like just staring down right into the face of the opponent as he crushes him.
Yeah, and he's like, "Am I mic'd up?" No, God damn it. So
next up, surprise of the year here, Kevin Gausman just continuing to slay. Last week he has 2 outings. He actually gets a loss, but he only let up 3 earned runs over 13 innings and had 17 strikeouts. His ERA for the season, 1.73 with a whip of .82. It's like we're talking about how good Jacob deGrom is, but no one's talking really about Kevin Gausman. This card is another stupid tier 0 card. This is 6 IP.
I mean, would you take this card or Pedro from the 01 set? It's 60 more points, but he's got a higher control, but he's got a double.
I've taken this card.
I take this card too. If I'm going to spend that much, I'm just going to go for like the freaking highest thing I can get.
Let me ask you, like, Matt, I'm curious your thoughts on this, because I talk about, especially when we were early on in This Week in Showdown, there were so many just bonkers pitcher cards showing up, and honestly there's still a lot of them. That's we're in week 14 and still talking about 700 and 800 point pitcher cards, but like there's a certain point in which like I think like our, as players, our gauge says like, okay, 900 point pitcher, instant win, right? 800 point pitcher, instant win. I think some people think that Pedro card is an instant win. Like where do you think that line is? Like do you think it's like, is Kevin Gausman an instant win? Is Pedro instant win? Like, what do you think?
No one's an instant win.
I agree. I don't think anybody is. I've seen like the best pitchers in Showdown get just ripped apart. I feel like and this guy, like he does let up a double. Like he's always prone. If you just get like back-to-back doubles, there's a run. If you just roll to 20 twice. And I feel like I see that with those kind of pitchers who have like high control and, have 1 or 2 doubles. But I feel like nobody's an automatic win, especially this guy with only 6 innings. I guess depending on the rule set you play with, you can just keep tossing him out there.
Oh, yeah. I pitch a complete game almost every time with this guy.
Yeah, unless you don't have – I guess we play with strat cards. I don't think you guys do. But
heck
then
no.
That would punish him. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone's an automatic win. But I'm taking Pedro over this guy just because of the 7 innings and the no double. It's controversial, I think, but
no, I don't think it's that controversial. Less. After the 6th inning, they're the same, right? And you have no double. So if you can do that for 6 innings, 60
less points.
Yeah, I drafted Bob Gibson, and I went like 2-2 with Bob Gibson, and so I know that just because you grab an amazing pitcher does not mean jack.
And that's like, yeah, that was like 900 point Bob Gibson.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But yeah, like, I don't know, like because I believe in crazy expensive, like it's pay for the pitchers, right? Like the one year that I did really well, given it might be a fluke, but I had 2 like 600 point pitchers and then 2 guys that average out about 420 or so. And they did pretty well. Like, it just worked out for me. So, but I think like, I don't know, like it's just like, I'm really curious, and this is kind of leading. I know I'm kind of talking a lot on this, but I think it's really interesting with this season how, especially Matt, you'll see with the All-Star game cards that you've already been really pulling and looking at. Most of the batters are hovering around that 200, 300 point range, like on even for the All-Star game, maybe 400s and some crazy like ones like Ohtani and Vlad, but a lot of the starting pitchers are just still bananas high. I mean, just like 500 plus points. And so, and it seems like that trend is here to stay. So like,
we're over halfway through the season. You have a 760 point pitcher. That's ridiculous.
And it seems like, I mean, again, I don't know if this is really a question or more thought, and I want you guys to comment, but it seems like we're going to end up with, potentially like 3 or 4, like 600 plus point pitchers by the end of the season.
Yeah. I ran the bot for the top 600 players.
DeGrom right now is at 890 point tier or -1.
Yeah, he's 519, right?
Yeah,
5 control 19 out. Yeah, it's. I mean, the top. I don't know what. I think I forget who the highest. If you count Trout, I think he's the only hitter that's like above 600.
Mm.
But he only played what, a month.
This DeGrom card is bananas.
Yeah, but he lets up a double, doesn't it?
It's one double, but like 1 through 19's an out, and he pitches 6 innings as a 5 control.
Yeah, that one's nuts.
Yeah, Trout right now is an on base 11 with 620 points. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, let's switch over quickly to Joakim Soria. And not the best card, an interesting card here, but he had a great week. So he pitched, I think, like 3 or 4 innings. He had like 2 saves and a win. And so he gets a card this week. But overall for the season, he has the 4 ERA with the 1.32 whip. But what you're going to see here is the 2 doubles is really going to bring him down. But is a 2 doubles pitcher that's only 120 points at a control 5, is that a good deal?
I keep going back and forth on this guy.
I know.
Feel like it is a good deal.
Well, especially if you're talking about 0-1 stats. Like 310 was Liam Hendriks, and this guy's only 120, and you're getting a 5, 1 through 15. But man, there's a lot of hits on that chart.
Yeah, I think this guy, I mean, I assume in drafts this guy goes decently early.
I rolled with Jose Cabrera, who is a control 5. He has it's similar chart, except he's a 15 walk and then add another single. He's 40 points, and I think he was like criminally undervalued. I think he should have been probably closer to somewhere about 80, which I then would put Joakim in the same thing. But dude, he did pretty well. That's the thing. He fits a specific use case that I want to like control maybe just a single inning. And is it for 40 points? That's a steal for me to control a single inning with him. For Soria, I don't know if I'm going to spend 120 points to do that, but the double thing has not like been a disaster, like, generally, especially just for relievers who are out there for 1 inning. If it shows up, then you just have bad luck. But if you had a starting pitcher doing the 19-20 double, then that's bad news going 6 innings.
That's a good point. Yeah, the pitcher being put out there every time, the starter. That's a good point, Jeff. I like that. So we finally wrap up with the rough player of the week, Chris Paddock. Overall, was having a decent season. I wouldn't say it was great, but his last 2 outings, he had an 8 earned run in 2 innings and 1 earned run in 2 innings. That was a relief when we had a blown save, but he got the loss. So he's got a 20 ERA in the past 2 appearances, I guess. But his ERA for the season goes to a 5.38, and so I think people are just expecting more from Chris Paddock. But he's got a weird card, so he's got the 4 1 through 16 out, but the 5 IP, all singles and a double here. So a lot of ground balls. I don't know. Seems expensive for a 5 IP 4 1 through 16. I don't know if I want this card.
Yeah, no. If he was like a little less than 400, maybe like 390. I'd think about it. 380.
Yeah. Like switch a walk, or switch a single to a walk, but
yeah, I hate that kind of single. Like that's just, yeah, I don't know.
It's just it crushes you.
Yeah, give me another inning and like one of those a walk, and I would definitely think about this. But as it stands, and this poop jersey that he's wearing, I was
gonna say, you know what, Matt, I was about to say, like, might not love this card, but I'm about to go buy that goddamn jersey after this pod.
Got the freaking brown undersleeve.
Look at the sleeves,
gosh.
And he's got the actual fryer on his shoulder. You are just incorrect.
I feel like he's about to give me a package in a minute.
Dude, and like even the Nike logo, just the whole thing is just on fire. It is so perfect, dude. Oh my god, I'm in love with it. I love the Friar logo too. It's just so.
I do like the Friar logo.
Yeah.
Oh, when you look up the history of why they're the Padres, like it's so bizarre and like, yeah, dude, I love it. I love it all. I love this jersey. It looks amazing.
Well, thank you everyone that's listening, and thank you guys for being here for this week in Showdown. Hopefully we'll tune in for another short week. I think next week we only got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games for next week, so it's gonna be a short week. Thank you, everyone.